It's not just a room, it's a haven, an escape. It's an amazing place. Let's celebrate. Every stretch, every spoon, every wish upon the moon. Night owls, early birds, crowd surfs. Every day, every night, amazing.
It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
A LISTNR production.
Good morning, I'm Mikayla Savage. The man with the golden tonsils has died at the age of 90. Veteran talkback radio broadcaster John Laws passing away peacefully at home in Sydney last night. His career on air spanned 71 years. Good friend and neighbour Russell Crowe describing Lawsy as a wise mentor and a mischievous mate. To other news, if the Liberals ditch the Paris Agreement and net zero, Senator Andrew Bragg has threatened to quit the front bench. The party is yet to form an official position on the policy. After the Nationals abandoned the target, the Liberals will meet to discuss the issue on Wednesday. Overseas, 2 people have died after a super typhoon made landfall in the Philippines. About 1 million people have been forced to evacuate. Wind gusts of up to 230 k's an hour have been recorded in parts of the country. And Princess Anne is down under. She and her husband have been in Sydney this weekend. She's also heading to Melbourne and Brisbane during her short stay before jetting off to Singapore.
An 18-year-old allegedly behind a dramatic crime spree that ended with the death of a family cat will face a Mackay court today. The Beaconsfield man allegedly fled the scene of a Bruce Highway crash in St Lawrence on Thursday and negotiated police tyre spikes while stealing a Hilux and later a Nissan with the pet inside. He's later accused of lighting that Nissan on fire. The pet was still on board. The Premier's accused Canberra of playing a cruel game over Queensland hospital funding. The federal government's offered an extra $20 billion over 5 years, but David Crisafulli says that's nowhere near enough. Mackay's Caneland Central has opened doors to new stores just in time for Christmas. Jewellery giant Pandora and clothing business General Pants Co. are among the new retailers. And the Northern Beaches Community Hub's multi-purpose court is reopened after recent storm damage. Fencing and turf has been fixed, but the climbing net is still closed.
Hundreds of soldiers' families and dignitaries will pause for a minute's silence across Townsville this morning for Remembrance Day. More than a century ago, silence fell across the Western Front after more than 4 years of war. More than 103,000 Aussies have lost their lives serving our country. Queensland's retail trading laws are being blamed for stifling growth. A new Business Council of Australia report ranks Queensland as having the second most restrictive retail trading hours in the country. It's urging the state government to modernise the laws for trading hours. Mayoral candidate Joanne Keegan is pushing for accessibility across Townsville. She wants safer buses for the elderly, more accessible toilets across Townsville and a slash in wait times for counselling. And over 2,000 passengers will disembark from the Carnival Luminosa today. It's one of the biggest cruise ships to dock in Townsville.
Silence will fall across Mackay and the Whitsundays at 11 this morning as the region marks Remembrance Day. Ceremonies will be held at Cannonvale, Clermont and Callan to honour the 103,000 lives lost serving our country. A truck driver has had a lucky escape after a rollover on the Bruce Highway this morning. It did close the road at Myrtle Vale for more than an hour though. Queensland's health workforce crisis is deepening, with regional areas facing shortfalls of up to 50% across specialist roles. The government revealing a 21% shortage in regional and remote areas, while 1 in 5 health workers statewide is nearing retirement. And landing gear failure has been revealed as the cause of a crash that injured a pilot and 4 passengers off the Whitsunday's beach last year. The light aircraft nosedived into the water in October. The report shows corrosion likely caused the right main landing gear to malfunction.
The Liberals are aiming for compromise on climate policy, with 51 MPs and senators in Canberra trying to agree on net zero. Some want it scrapped altogether, others argue some sort of emissions target should survive. Big changes are coming for youth justice. In Victoria, kids as young as 14 could face adult jail terms, including life, for serious violent crimes. Premier Jacinda Allen says it's targeting repeat offenders involved in assaults and carjackings.
There are too many victims and not enough consequences. It's why Victoria will introduce adult time for violent crime.
Menulog is hanging up the delivery bag for good. The Aussie-born platform is shutting down later this month, saying business has just become too tough. The site and app go offline November 26. Customers can cash in any credits or vouchers for 2 weeks after that. And Australia's spy chief warns we've crossed a dangerous line. Nations can now launch high-impact sabotage through cyber attacks.
A fierce debate over a proposed McDonald's in Serena is set to continue at a special meeting today. All but 3 councillors last month voted against the recommendation to reject the fast food restaurant over concerns for traffic in the area, but a decision is expected today, with the meeting to start at 9. BHP has been ordered to pay a total of $83,000 after it forced staff to work on Christmas and Boxing Day in 2019. The workers have got between $800 and $2,400 each for being required to work the public holidays at the Dania mine. The federal court made the call, noting the workers weren't given the option to refuse work on those days. And, well, not 1, but 2 rockets could launch from Bowen's Gilmore Space Tech next year. It comes after the Iris Test Flight 1 briefly left the ground in July, scoring 14 seconds of airtime. The team are investigating what went wrong.
The Liberals are still committed to the Paris Agreement to limit global warming, but they've thrown out the net zero by 2050 targets. But opposition leader Susan Lee admits they aren't ruling out net zero completely.
While it's not our policy, as you correctly say, to set long-term targets, net zero would be welcome if we can get there with technology, with choice and with voluntary markets.
Australia's unemployment rate has fallen from 4.5 to 4.3%. More than 55,000 people got full-time jobs in October, while part-time jobs went down by 13,000. And the US government is reopening as Donald Trump signs a funding bill to end the government's longest shutdown in history. The 43-day closure cost the country $1.5 trillion. The US president again taking aim at the Democrats for causing it all.
Today we're sending a clear message that we will never give in to extortion, because that's what it was. They tried to extort, the Democrats tried to extort our country.
A late-night Macca's run just got a whole lot easier in Serena after the fast food restaurant was given the green light to set up shop. The fiery debate on whether or not to build the fast food restaurant went to a special meeting yesterday with a split vote between Mackay councillors. Mayor Greg Williamson used his vote to tip the verdict in Macca's favour, saying it will offer 120 jobs. We're being reminded to prepare our homes for Queensland's storm season. It comes after multiple severe weather events already across the state. Glenn Alderton from the SES says we should be ready.
Clean up around your yards, make sure there's nothing that can become a missile, clean your drains and your gutters out.
North Queenslanders are being urged to do more to keep Ergon Energy crews safe, as new stats reveal 88 incidents of aggressive people and animal attacks across the state's north in just the last year alone. And a driver has escaped serious injuries after a crash on Mackay Ring Road overnight.
Schools have been shut on the spot after asbestos was found in recalled coloured sand used in classrooms. In the ACT and parts of Queensland, campuses have been closed while alerts have been issued to parents in several other states. Parents are being told not to touch the sand, which is sold at retailers across the country. Australia has a new leading cause of death. Dementia, which accounted for more than 17,500 deaths last year, has overtaken heart disease as our top killer. The disease's death rate has risen by 39% over the past decade, while heart disease deaths are at their lowest rate on records. And the Liberals don't think their net zero stance will alienate younger voters. Opposition leader Susan Lee says rising energy costs matter more than long-term targets.
We will have affordable energy prices. Our prices will be more affordable than Labor's. And the way that you bring prices down is to bring supply into the system and have a balanced grid.
The Queensland Teachers Union says the Premier could step in to speed up pay negotiations after another failed offer last week. Teachers took part in 6 fresh rallies across the state yesterday, calling for a better deal. The union hasn't ruled out another strike before Christmas. The moment a Mackay homeowner chased an alleged intruder from his home has been caught on CCTV. It shows what police allege is an 18-year-old who broke into the South Mackay home on Monday before he was met by the owner armed with a hunting knife. The teen was charged with 1 count of entering a dwelling and commit and is due in court next Tuesday. A cyclist has avoided serious injuries after a bike crash in North Mackay overnight. The man in his 20s was taken to Mackay Hospital in a stable condition. And the NRL draw will drop today. Our Cowboys are set to kick things off with a pre-season challenge against the Bulldogs down south on Feb 7.
The Kiwis have come from behind to beat Samoa in the Pacific Championships final to give Kieran Foran his fairy tale finish. Halves partner Dylan Brown named man of the match, saying it wasn't easy.
Samoa were turning up all over the park. You know, we had a lot of chances. I think we got held up about 4 times, so we weren't too worried about our attack, but it was just staying in the full 80.
While another title for the Dillaroos downing New Zealand 40-8. And Oscar Piastri has served a 10-second time penalty at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix for causing a collision that meant Charles Leclerc crashed out of the race.
England skipper Ben Stokes is loving the pre-Ashes stir. He's been tagged a cocky complainer by WA media, while Stuart Broad's poured more fuel on it, saying Australia's rolled out its weakest squad in 15 years. Stokes says it's just banter and the team's taking it with a grin.
Every Ashes series that I've been a part of, the start of all the war of words between the two nations, that sort of starts about 2 months out from the first test, so I don't think it's been any different.
Footy fans can start mapping out next year with a full 2026 AFL fixture locked in, with the league going big on Friday night double headers. Adelaide, Geelong and Hawthorn are the primetime winners, while Premiers Brisbane only get 3 Thursday and Friday slots in the first 15 rounds. And Sri Lanka's cricket team has been told to continue its white ball tour of Pakistan despite the turmoil going on there. Some players have voiced their concerns, wanting to return home after a suicide bombing outside a court in Islamabad earlier this week. The WA-Victoria rivalry is firing back up as we get our first look into next year's Origin teams. Shea Bolton, Tom Barrass and Aaron Norton will all suit up for WA alongside superstar Patrick Cripps. He's eager to face the Vics in his home state.
Exciting to actually pull this on for the first time in about 12 years. It's starting to feel real now, so I think the players really pushed this. Obviously heard a lot about it at past matches, and for us to bring it back and to play against the Vics is going to be exciting.
While Marcus Bontempelli headlines for Victoria in the February clash.
Hisense and the NRL are going big like never before. Go bigger with a Hisense TV.